rocking here. And Coach, if you want to start with the statement, that's fine. But if not, we'll just open up for questions.
Yeah, well, obviously, we still have a lot of wrestling in front of us here. I guess hypothetically, a third of the tournament's over. So today's an important day. We got 5 guys, still 2 in the front and 3 in the back, still going. So you really find out a lot about guys on Friday because it's obviously the competition's super tough and the stakes are high. And so I always say you learn the most about them when things get hard. I like the 5 guys we got going right now, and we got a battle. We got 3 of them that got a battle twice this morning, and then we got 2 of them that on paper are favored, but I think when you get to the NCAA tournament, that favored role is a much slimmer role. So we really got to be ready to go for those 2 championship matches. So with that, I'll open it up.
I know yesterday was a pretty rough start for you guys. You ended up losing 3 of the 8, but after that rough start, I guess starting with David's second round match, you guys went 4-0 to end the day. Is there something to be said about the way they finish after the tough?
Yeah, it was a tough round 1 for us. And, I think we got it back together a little bit in round 2, 25 and 33. I think obviously the freshmen showed up, and just the inexperience at the national level at 125 showed up. 133 probably didn't feel very good. Did a great job for us this season. Didn't do a good job with his weight management the last month of the season. And, I think it really caught up to him this weekend. He's a big guy for the weight. So if you're going to be a big guy for the weight, just because that's what happens, you got to really have a lot of discipline throughout the week. And I think that caught up to him. But I think those 2 guys learned a lot. And obviously Jarrett Dagan's body is, he showed signs of fighting injuries, not only just this year, but his whole career. And, it wasn't the same Jarrett Dagan we thought, we might get this year, just in terms of body. His effort's great, but that's just what happened there.
Is Jarrett going to come back next year? Have you guys talked to him about that yet?
We haven't talked to him about it. I would say no right now, just because, after a while, just continually fighting, man, he's fought it for 2+ years now. So, he looks like a 70-year-old man out there. And that's a hard enough sport when you're 23. So we'll cross that bridge. Obviously we got things to figure out a little bit once we get through this weekend. So we got to make sure our focus is on Friday. That's today.
I know I kind of mentioned the strong finish yesterday. Sam Colbray was able to open things up a little bit. I know that first round match was less than ideal, just the matchup itself, but to see him put some points on the board in that second match, that had to have been pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope, sometimes it's just a matter of kind of catching fire while you're here, because it's a 3-day event. And, he's got 2 winnable matches this morning. So I'm curious to see if he can keep that momentum going, but I thought he looked really good last night. And I could tell when he came off the mat, he had kind of a pep in his step. I mean, the biggest thing with Sam was we just lost so much mat time. He didn't have a great summer of training, and that's on him. But then when he did come back in the fall or in December, he was really kind of started off well, and then got an injury that put him out for quite a while. And, you just can see the lack of reps is cost him more than anything. And with lack of reps, you just don't get confidence. And that's the only thing Sam Colbray lacks right now, is the confidence he needs to win at this level. But that's really hard to produce if you don't get a lot of good reps in throughout months and months and months. So he's getting some reps in right now the hard way at the NCAA tournament. So we just need to keep getting reps in.
A guy like David Carr, sorry that I'm dominating all the questions, guys, jump in. But what's the dialogue like with him after he kind of shakes off some early jitters and rolls through 2 major decisions yesterday? I mean, he looked really solid.
Yeah, he did. He was obviously nervous his first time at the NCAA tournament. It's something that he's watched his whole life and dreamed about, and then you get here and it's kind of a natural thing to tighten up. I think you see it across the board with a lot of guys. I always say that you always throw in a little bit of a clunker somewhere along the 3 days. Hopefully that isn't 7 minutes in a row, but it might be a period here or there. And he started out a little slow, but really came back strong. And He's got his work cut out for him. He's got a really good opponent from Minnesota today. And then, if he gets through this one, he's going to have somebody really good tonight. So this is what you train for. This is why you put those hours in to get these opportunities.
What are your thoughts on the way Gannon wrestled yesterday and the matchups he has today in the quarterfinals and later on?
I'm sorry, who'd you ask about?
Gannon, Grummel.
I thought Gannon looked great yesterday. He's wrestling with a lot of confidence right now. Kind of what I said at the opposite of maybe 184. And Gannon's got a lot of confidence. I know he's excited about this matchup this morning. I think there was a somewhat of an upset, although I don't know how much upsets there are heavyweight, but there was somewhat of an upset in the last round. Like I always say, the one thing about Gannon is when the dude steps on the mat, just by the velocity of his hand slap, he's ready to go. And that's something that our young guys can learn. All of our guys can learn. Maybe some of our old guys as well. Is making sure you're ready to go when you get out there. So he'll be ready to go. I can promise you that. What time is it? 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock today is his first match. He'll be ready to go.
Ian Parker kind of, rough first match because of that first period sequence, but then he was able to kind of show some grit there in the wrestle-back match. What are you hoping to maybe see from him today, or what was the talk?
Well, he's got a battle. I think it's pretty obviously that he got dinged up at the Big 12s, and it's go time, but it's definitely affecting him. He's not. I think the guy he's got this morning's really good too. Chad Redd of Nebraska. I think they're 1-1 with history. And I think he's banged up, and I know Ian's banged up. So it's not ideal for either one of them. So you got to figure out a way to get it done. But we know we're going to get. We know we always get good effort out of Ian too.
Anything else for Coach Dresser, guys?
Thanks.
All right. Well, let's have a good day, and we'll talk to you guys. I'll let you know if we do anything